We're working on another piece right now called Bass Folk Song that we decided to save for the spring concert, and that features our basses. So we're going to do one more number with the group, and when we chose it, we didn't realize that we were going to have a clarinet player named Zoe in the band, because this is Ballad for Zoe. And this is going to be a flugelhorn feature that features Aaron Sidman on flugelhorn, and we're going to hear from Gwenna Carmichael on tenor sax. Ballad for Zoe. We are so happy today to have Mrs. Megan Tarrant here and the members of the Rosary-MARMION Orchestra. And we're going to do a little bit of a stage change. Concert band, why don't you go ahead and get set up? Jazz band, let's get moved out of the setup. The concert band can move in. Concert band members, go ahead and move in very quickly. That way we'll be all set.
Yeah, while we're doing this transition, it's a perfect opportunity to go get some cookies. Max has baked his cookies again. So $1 for every cookie goes to the Marmion Music Boosters. So please do partake in those. And thank you, Max, for making those. What do we got? Chocolate chip? I don't know what that's saying. All delicious, nonetheless. Get some cookies.
All right, well, thank you very much, Mr. Rosas and Mr. Birch, for the very warm welcome. I'm Mrs. Megan Karen, the Rosary Music Director. We all look forward to these annual joint concerts, so it's a really special opportunity for these talented instrumental students to get to perform together and get to listen and support each other. Wonderful job, jazz band. It was wonderful to listen to you. But again, thank you, Mr. Rosas and Mr. Birch, for being such gracious hosts and for always making the Rosary Orchestras feel welcome. So it's a blessing to collaborate with such dedicated colleagues and Mr. Rosas and Mr. Birch. So we can't wait to bring a great variety of orchestra music for you today, so from the classics to more contemporary. So the students have worked very hard on challenging rhythms, mastering fast tempos, and they're often, as you can see, one or two on a part, so it's a real true chamber ensemble, and it takes a lot of confidence and strong musicianship. And the orchestras don't get to practice together, except for a few times before each concert, so again, very proud of their fantastic efforts, especially during this exceptionally busy competition and concert season, where they've had the last several weekends of double or triple performances. So again, continuously so impressive, all of these musicians here today. So our first couple songs, I'll give you an intro and then we'll get right to the music here. So our first song is a classic, standard in the orchestral literature, a melody I think many of you will recognize, the Skater's Waltz. And then we'll follow that with Danse. This one, Samuel Coleridge Taylor, was inspired by Paul Laurence Dunbar, the celebrated African-American poet, whom the composer knew and admired. So Danse from the African Suite sounds like a rousing overture, reminiscent of Broadway musicals of a later era. So we hope you enjoy Skater's Waltz and then Danse. Thank you. but before we introduce our last two pieces, of our folk orchestra pieces, could I have all the students that participated yesterday in the IHSA Solo Ensemble Contest please stand wherever you're at, because a lot of them are in the bands as well, the jazz band. So I just want to congratulate all of these students on just an outstanding contest yesterday. So just a big round of applause for all of them. So stay standing, please. So we'll ask them to stay standing. So yesterday, overall, Rosary-MARMION students achieved 25 Division I superior ratings, 6 Division II excellent ratings, and 1 Division III rating. So again, outstanding accomplishments to all of these musicians. Some of them had 2 or 3 solos, so it was really outstanding. It's just a true testament to how many students are involved in both band, orchestra, and choir at Rosary-MARMION. So again, really, really vibrant programs, and again, so proud of them. The other big achievement yesterday was that a lot of these students are also in Rosary Ensemble, our top audition choir, and we achieved a Division I superior rating again for the 11th year in a row and a perfect score. So again, congratulations to all those students as well. Thank you. So again, just so proud of, so many outstanding competitions these past 3 weekends for all the Rosary-MARMION students. So again, really, really proud of all of them. Our last two pieces, so Cavatina is this beautiful romantic era work that has been expanded from a violin and piano setting by Dvorak to a string orchestra arrangement. So we're very grateful. I want to highlight our wonderful accompanist, Mrs. Mary Hendry, and if you could please stand. Thank you so much. So she really made this piece more special, and she was just a blessing to so many, and we are very grateful for her. So thank you again, Mrs. Mary Hendrian. And I'm so proud of these students for working hard to bring out these dynamic contrasts, really truly brings out the romantic era music, and really they showcase their talents with really beautiful legato and expressive playing. And then one last final combined orchestra piece will be Boreas. So this has been a really exciting journey to get ready for this last piece. I'm grateful to freshman Alexa Chapsky for bringing this ILMEA level piece to my attention. And so in Greek mythology, Boreas is the cold winter north wind. So this piece has been a great addition to this winter concert, even though we haven't had winter weather lately, but that's good. So the mysterious opening really leads to an exciting finale. So we've had a lot of fun conquering these challenging rhythmic piece and with multiple key changes. So we hope you enjoy Cavatina followed by Boreas. Just going to slight transition here. We're going to end with trio featuring our symphony orchestra, one of our senior violin players, Boreas, and one of our freshman viola players, Alexa Chapsky. So this is Allegro. So this is an exciting movement. It's a perfect example of Handel's most joyful Baroque period music. So we hope you enjoy this Allegro movement that they've worked really hard on to bring together. And thanks again to Mrs. Hendrian for playing along with us. And again, thank you for being a wonderful audience.
So one more big thank you to, and round of applause for Mrs. Karen, Mrs. Hendrian, and the ROSARY-MARMION Orchestra. Mrs. Karen already mentioned it, this partnership that we have between Marmion and Rosary, and the music department is one of the strongest ways of seeing and hearing that partnership. And these one concerts that we do a year is really an extraordinary opportunity for us to come together and perform together. And we had a choir concert last weekend. So lots of great music happening between the two schools and at the two schools, and lots of great achievements. Mrs. Karen is always a very hospitable host, a fantastic colleague in many ways, and tremendously reliable, but a brilliant musician and conductor and leader of music at Marmion and Rosary here. So, Mrs. Karen, thank you for all your work. So now it is my privilege to conduct the concert band. Concert band is coming off of their performance 2 weeks ago at State of the Art. 3 years running, I believe, the championship, the champions in class single A there. So congratulations to all of them on that achievement again. But more impressive than that is that they have won, I think maybe 4 or 5 years in a row, the Esprit de Corps Award. That award is given to the band that showcases respect, showcases their faith, showcases dedication to their craft, and general politeness and behavior towards each other, and to their other peers who are present making music. And I couldn't be prouder of the character that they show through their presence, through their performance, and through their patience, and through their love of what they do, and their desire to grow and get better every day. So even more so than that, thank you for your outstanding character. And so we'll begin with a march, Make Way for Melody. And then we will go on to Chant and Savage Dance. It starts off with kind of a slow chant-like. So you hear the flute. We have some flute solos at the beginning and some clarinet solo at the end. So it has this kind of ethereal chant and lots of percussion sounds. And then we get to the dance portion where we feature all 6 of our percussionists here who really get to go to town on their instruments there. So you are in for a great treat with these 2 pieces. Whoop, that seems louder than it was last time I talked into it. I didn't touch anything, I don't think. So now we're transitioning. The mentors and the people who are in Wind Ensemble are heading over. So I do want to take an opportunity, as always, to thank some special people in the audience. For example, we have Mrs. Hernandez, who is here, our front desk operator. If you hear that friendly voice every time you call Marmion, there she is. Before I mention our brothers who are here and fathers who are here, any other? I don't know if I missed. I don't want to miss anybody who's in the audience. I know Mrs. Hoying is here. Where's Mrs. Hoying? There we go. And I see Father Michael and brother. It is Bruno. Okay, it hasn't changed. Good. I'm glad. All right. So Brother Bruno is here with us as well. And so the monastic community are our big reason why Marmion is here. Oh, and I see also we have Father Vincent, Abbot Vincent there. And I think you have a guest with you, Abbot Vincent, as well. So welcome. Good to see you here. So much of their example and the hard work that the monks have done over many, many years, we get to see the fruits of all of that here in these students. And thank you for your example and your guidance and your leadership over all of these many years. What are we, 93 now? Sure. I think we're getting pretty close to there. So thank you as well. Anything else, Mr. Russell, before I hand it over to you? Okay. So thank you to our monks as well.
It has been an incredible 2 weeks. I think everybody has heard by this time that the Marmion Rosary Wind Ensemble and the concert band won their divisions in single A competition and triple A competition. Wind Ensemble was selected grand champions of the festival. I think the first time that a non-Marian Catholic band has that in quite a while, and we're very, very proud of them. I'm stunned, but Mr. Tenorella gave me the opportunity to talk to the entire student body. And one of the things that I did when I had that opportunity was I put up a picture of the entire senior class and said, you know, congratulations for what happened this past week, but they were grand champions August 31st, 2020. That was the first day of school for the senior class. I mean, they came in as grand champions, and I'm going to take the time to say this. This whole situation reminds me a lot of the book, the movie, The Wizard of Oz. At the very, very end, when the curtain is pulled back and you see who the wizard is, and he talks to the Scarecrow and the Tin Man and the Lion, and he's telling them, you already have brains, you already had a heart, you already had the courage. And he kind of gave him, you know, something to show for it, a certificate, a medal. That's kind of what happens here with Marmion Rosary. These guys are champions from the moment they come to school at Rosary, at Marmion, and we are so proud of them. It just so happens that this time we've got some hard work to go along with it, like the wizard gave us. So what we've done over here, next to the MA, is set up a table. So if families and students, they can gather together with their classes, their friends, parents and families. If you want to take some pictures with all of that, we set up the displays so you can stand behind it and just kind of enjoy the moment. I mean, it's to be recognized and to actually be sitting with the kids when it was announced that with a score of 93.67, which is a very, very high score for any band at that competition. Just the whole, wow, this actually is happening, was amazing. So, you know, we want to share that with you all. The concert band performed the pieces I did at State of the Art. We're going to do one last time the pieces we did at State of the Art. And then after that, we go into our spring concert cycle. We'll go into a whole variety of different music and get ourselves ready for solo and ensemble. But it has been a tremendous ride. You know, the hardware and everything is nice, but it's not why we do this. And they are so good about keeping a good head on their shoulders and keeping the focus and perspective on making the music and just being here. You know what it's about? It's about being here at 6:55 in the morning and being on time and taking care of responsibility and working with each other. That's what it's really about. So thank you for your support. Thank you for getting them here on time and encouraging them. And I still think we have plenty more things to do. There's still a lot of road left in front of us. So this is the Wind Ensemble. I'm going to give Wind Ensemble a moment. Go ahead and play a little bit on your own, and then we'll start Belgian Parachutists. Go ahead. I just need to make sure that they know that their instruments are working and everything is fine. March the Belgian Parachutists is a European march by Pierre Lemans for a company of Belgian parachutists from the World War II time period. This march is very different than an American march. It does have the introduction, it does have a first strain, second strain, a little bit different things go on in the trio, and then it comes back. It's almost like a chamber type piece, so we hope you enjoy March the Belgian Parachutists. This has been a great time for the band program, and I have to share with you just the number of comments and reach out that I've had over the last 2 weeks from alums who've heard the news about the band and are so proud. I just have to share that with you all that we're still in touch with a lot of them and a lot of the parents, and this is a great source of pride for all of us. I do want to take a moment and share, when Father Michael comes to a concert, I love the way he puts this. He says, every concert is the best one ever. And I like the way he says that. And here's why. When the alums have reached out, I'm listening to what they have to say and how proud they are of their association with Marmion, with Rosary, and it's just extended family. And I always kind of wince a little bit if I hear people talk about like, oh, this band is so much better than last year's or better than the year before. It's like, every band is the best in its time. And when speaking with the alums, I make sure never to couch it in those type of terms. And so if you'll kind of help me with that mindset whenever we're talking about, because a lot of people here have older brothers and sisters and family members who went through the program before. And every band, every musical organization that we have at Marmion and Rosary, I think are worthy of that title, grand champions. And we're just standing on the shoulders of giants. I mean, we didn't do this by ourselves. We had a tremendous alumni program and that helped get us there, and we're very appreciative. So if you guys can help me with that as we go forward, this is not just about this year's concert band and wind ensemble. It's about the students that have come before them and all the work that they've done too. So that's just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. That's just an awesome thought. So Father Michael, thank you for putting it the way you do about like every concert you come is the best one ever. I think that's the nicest way, the nicest outlook in putting it that way. We're going to go to another European composer, Gustav Holst. We've done 3 years of Gustav Holst. Second suite in F. Last year you heard Mars from the Planets. This year it's the first suite, so I think next year we might give Holst a little bit of a rest and go in a different direction. But this is the first suite in E flat for military band. Many original themes in this. It's a band work, but it's also a chamber work. It breaks down and you're going to hear a lot of intricate playing, a lot of solo playing, and then it comes back together with you got to end with a march. So 3 movements. The first one is a chaconne, then we've got an intermezzo, and finally a march. This is the first suite in E flat by Gustav Holst. Okay, we're going to take a moment to put the Marmion Rosary Band together, and also say hello to Father Charles, who just came in. Hello, Father. Good to see you. Marmion Rosary Band is everybody that's in the band program. For those of you that may not be sure about like what you see in the emails, Marmion Rosary meets Mondays and Fridays in the morning, and Wind Ensemble Concert Band meets Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. As they're getting set up, Mrs. Edie, would you like to come on up? Mrs. Edie is our president of the Music Boosters, and she's got some information to share with everybody. This is Mrs. Edie.
Hello, everybody. I'm just here to ask everybody to attend our Music Boosters meeting on Wednesday, which is 7 o'clock. And I'm making a small plea or a large plea for Music Boosters officers for next year. So the 4 of us who are serving as your president and vice president, secretary and treasurer are leaving, and we are looking to fill those spots. We have some people who are somewhat interested, but we're looking for other people. So if you have any interest in helping serve in any capacity in our Music Boosters, please come up and talk to me or to Phil Acosta or Beth Sacre or Leanne Gramley and let us know so that we can nominate you at the meeting on Wednesday for one of our positions. But just super quickly, you can see that we have a great band program here, but what you might not know is behind the scenes there's a lot of work done by a lot of volunteer parents. We fed everybody today. We set up everything, the band shell and all these types of things. We travel with your kids to and from all of these activities and events, and we participate in all the marching events. There are so many things. We do all the uniforms. We have a special uniform committee, 5 lovely ladies who help us do that and make sure all these kids are in these outfits. So we could use all the help we could get, especially from freshmen and sophomore parents, so that you guys can keep the traditions going and we can keep this a really successful Music Boosters program. So please come join us. If you can't make the meetings, just come talk to us. We'll find a spot for you, but we'd love to have you guys all. So thank you.
Strategic Air Command March is by Clifton Williams, and it has the distinction of being the march that is used by the Texas A&M University Marching Band when they do the 4-way cross. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? They set 380 people, divide that into 4 parts. In each part of the field, they put the drum major in the center of the field with the mace, and then they send the band at him in 4 different directions, and they manage to pass through each other without too much damage. If you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube. It's worth watching, especially because this past year, we have an alum that's marching with the band. If you remember trombone player John Beeman, he's just finishing up his freshman year at Texas A&M, and I was honored to go out to Texas A&M and see that live. It just crosses your eyes, because how do they do that and not hit each other? And the big secret is that they really do hit each other. It's just they act like they don't, and they just keep going. But this is the march that they do that to. This is Strategic Air Command March. And just to show that we have some versatility, we're going to take the program to Disney and Pixar. We're going to do highlights from Ratatouille. And let's see, who's doing the oboe solo? Bram and Arlene have traded off, so I think it's Arlene who's going to do it this time. And we have French horn solo by John Kurtz. And who else do we have soloing? Sometimes we get solos that aren't necessarily written in, so we're going to try to avoid those. This is highlights from Ratatouille, and we played this with our junior high honor band when those kids were on campus. Oh, and I forgot Robert Gramley on the drum set. first take, putting it all together in performance. We get one shot at it right before the program begins. This is why the kids are here early. We did a rehearsal on it all the way through, and now you get to hear it live with the combined strings and winds and percussion. We hope you enjoy.